Hello, Vibery friends. Apparently, that's the thing now. That's fine, unless someone else has a different intro. But hello, everyone. Everyone's so quiet.
Greg,
today.
stop being weird.
Hi.
God.
It's been weird for 50
It's good to see
years.
everyone.
I'm not
It has
going to
been
stop now.
too long.
Yeah, we've missed you,
Yes.
Ren.
Yes.
I did at least get to hug on Danny very recently.
Yes. And that was
Yay.
fantastic. And I miss you
Jealous.
already.
We wanted to hug on you too.
I know I wanted to hug on all of you, but I was just getting back from work and I can only do one hard turnaround like that a year.
I'm still so angry that we're gonna be in the same place.
Same freaking city, even if I'm a little outside of the same city, and you're gonna be
It's
too
just
busy
so
or
hard.
gone.
It is so hard. If I didn't have to drive back on Monday, if I wasn't doing a weekend trip to Georgia. Anyway.
Stop stealing souls. Jesus.
Well,
Listen.
that's how she powers her Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just not betting fiddles of gold though. That's
No, that's
stupid.
dumb.
Well,
Who
they're
said that-
expensive.
Who
And they're
said I could
heavy.
fiddle? One. God.
I mean,
Well,
I have a
but
friend
you
who
don't have
fiddle.
to. You don't
Also,
have to fiddle. The devil shows up with a freaking band.
That's true.
He's got a bass player. He's got a guitar player.
You're
he got
right.
A
You know
freaking crew.
what? I do show up with a band, and that's very funny because my girlfriend's stepdad's in a band.
There you go.
See? There you go.
See? They're already
Yeah.
there. I just have to go, and then I'm like, and then soul.
Devils
Also,
went down
though,
to
like a
Georgia.
gold fiddle would
Devils
sound
went down
awful.
A gold
Yeah,
fiddle
no,
would sound
no
awful.
resonance.
No
there.
resonance at all.
Also, have you ever listened to that song? Like, Johnny's part of it, it's okay. The Devil's is a lot better.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I
He's
don't
got
know
a
why the
band.
Devil's like, you know what? Fuck me, I guess. Like,
And also, like, why did the devil judge it fairly? Like,
Right?
the whole point is that it's the devil. Like, if I'm supposed to, like, be rooting against the devil, him being, like, super chill and being like, yeah, no, you got me, here you go.
Universal
That
law,
feels really
you know.
suspicious. Like,
so as a
You know there's a sequel song, right?
Yeah.
what?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
well, I
It
guess
came
I
up
know
on
what
my
I'm searching
Spotify
today.
once, and I was like, what in the blue
Okay.
blazes is this?
That is the correct way to ask that question, too.
Is it by the? It's not by the Charlie Daniels band, is it? The sequel? Is it?
No, no.
Well, we
Oh,
will
okay,
be
'cause-
Googling later.
I'm
Fair
Googling
enough.
Now.
That's the way to do it. I'm googling now.
No.
But yes, I'm doing a lot of travel this year.
Yes, you
It's
are.
been great and also kind of a lot. It's why I don't show up for some things. But you know what? I did still show up for the crits and knits out of my hotel room.
Yay!
Yes, you did.
Yes, we
Yes.
appreciate that very much.
We missed you. Yep. It was
Yeah,
a fancy ass
I-
hotel room too. Jesus.
Oh man, like
they put you up.
Yeah.
They really did. It was great.
Are they looking for other employees?
Well, here's the problem with that. Get down. The problem with that is that I work maybe 4 days out of a month for them.
Ah,
I could do that.
So it's good money if I could get it more often.
Fair enough.
yep. That's always the
Fair
kicker.
enough.
But as it is, I have to live off of one gig for like a month before I get the next one.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating. Makes budgeting
I mean, you know.
challenging.
It's a thing, but you know, I'm hearing whispers of if things go well with this event because they're trying out a new like micro control room thing where everything that we do fits into a 20 by 20 square.
Oh.
I
I'm
thought
like,
you were going to be
oh my.
working with Mike Rowe, the television host.
Oh no,
Oh,
I would
God.
wind up stabbing the former theater kid who tells everyone not to go to college and pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
The utter hypocrisy of the theater kid being like, "Oh no, don't go to college."
Uh-huh.
When
I
he got
have
his
complicated
degree in that.
feelings about Mike Rowe.
I do agree that trade school should be better funded, better known
Mhm.
about, and seen as an equally viable path with college.
But micro ain't the one.
Micro ain't the one. Like his message is good, but him being the delivery person, it makes me
Not so
super
much.
sus.
Less.
That's fair.
But we're not here to discuss other people's jobs. We're here to talk about our knitting.
Yes.
I'm excited because I've been doing lots of knitting this week, even though I'm.
Me too.
Ew.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to go first then?
I just finished a row, so I can go.
All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
That is the best way to determine who goes.
It is. Who's done their row?
So you remember how I was working on a scarf?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm an idiot and didn't get enough yarn for the scarf.
You're not an
I misread
idiot.
the pattern.
Hold
You're not
on.
an idiot.
I'm not an
Question.
idiot. I'm just illiterate.
You just got real excited.
I did.
The yarn
you
fumes got to you.
DB, you're going to ask the same question
I
I
am.
am.
Did you say that you're an idiot?
No, I did not. But
That's
now
what
I
I heard too. I thought you were just being
You two
clever.
are basic. You all are basically the same person. Like I can't be
will.
with
That's why we
you.
hate each other.
I mean, it's a best frenemy thing.
Oh shit.
So anyway, I frogged that whole thing and was very sad about it.
Aw.
Not so sad.
Peace and love and light. Oh, thank you. Pizza delivery.
Pizza
Very
time.
important.
Peace and love and
It's-
pizza delivering.
Peace
If
and
it's
love.
grits and knits, it's
so
pizza.
now I'm doing a hat that has a trellis
Ooh, that
stitch.
is
I
pretty.
love that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Little focus. There we
How
go.
is that
Look
stitch
at
to
that.
do?
Not as confusing as I thought it was going to be. Like
Excellent.
I read knit under carried strand or something, or knit under loose strand, and I'm like,
What is that?
sounds very hard. And then the pattern designer very kindly included a video.
Oh, I
and
love
it's
that.
super easy.
Bless.
You just like pick it up on your needle and then knit and then take it off your needle.
Oh,
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm only concerned, I think it may be too small. I didn't swatch because I could not find my DP4s. And so I was like, I'll be fine. I'm usually fine. I don't know that I'm fine. It looks a little small. Hopefully it stretches, but I'm probably not going to know until I get further up and can try to try it on my giant noggin. Because if it fits my giant noggin, it'll fit the recipient, but
There you go.
I don't know. That's it.
But yay! Lots of knitting, even if some of it was frogged.
even if a lot of it was frogged, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It happens.
I see a hat on a Greg. I'm assuming that's going to be
Yes.
talked about.
Sure. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry that I wasn't able to join y'all last episode because I was like laying on the sofa, not in any whatever. Whatever.
We're no
Anyway,
fit state to stream.
those are the words I needed, E. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But this is yarn that I got when we were at SAF. It was really great, like hearing y'all talk about SAF and everything. And so when we were at SAF, I got this yarn from Knit Circus. It came as a kit for this hat. And so it is in their Ringmaster base, I believe. And so it's got the orange here, and we've got like those little ghosties,
They're so cute.
and then bats.
It's
The
freaking
bats up at the
bats.
top.
It's
Freaking
freaking
bats. Yeah.
And like, I love
And-
how none of us realized it was bats until you like were knitting it up.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was bats until I was reading the instructions that said, and then when you get to the bats, I was like, the what? I no, like I didn't even notice it on the sample in the booth or anything. I just thought it was some abstract design, but it's freaking bats.
Love it.
And I knitted this up in like 3 days basically.
Yeah, you
It was
like
really
cranked that
fast.
sucker out.
Right. Yeah. So I bought the kit on the first day, right? So on Friday, and I finished it on Monday because I was planning to take it to. I helped start a knitting group at my daughter's school that meets every other Tuesday morning, and I was planning to take it to that, but I finished it, so I had to cast on something else in order to have something to knit at the knitting group. And so for that, I cast on the Magic Hand Warmers pattern by Danny, with yarn that I also got at SAF from Polymorph Dye Works, and they were magic. I was willing to give it a try because Danny was wearing some, and she said the nice thing about this pattern is the small size. You can make the small size with a mini skein, And I looked at Danny's hands and I tried to remember the size of my daughter's hand. And I said, yeah, they're similar. I think that'll work.
Well, I have hands that are significantly smaller, that are significantly bigger than Danny's. And I tried hers on because she had them on while she was in SF and fit me comfortably.
Excellent. Well,
Oh,
so I
you
knitted
missed-
them up. Oh,
You
go
missed
ahead.
the Rocky's chicken hand measuring too, Red.
That's right.
So
I missed
Like-
the what?
The
shockingly
Rocky's
enough,
hot chicken hand measuring. We were talking about how I have tiny hands,
I also
and-
have tiny hands.
and my hands are the same size as Danny's, but I am significantly taller than Danny.
Yes. Yep.
And I think part of my hands are also the same size as Danny's. Like, it's real weird. And I am also significantly taller than Danny.
Yep.
It was actually really nice. Dan and I were walking down a hallway together. I sort of looked over and went, "It's nice being short together, isn't it?"
Oh. Yeah, poor Danny.
Because
Showed up to
she
SAP and it was
she and I are almost exactly the same height.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's very convenient.
Yeah. Oh, if you guys are the same height, then I'm sorry.
I have very large personalities, so people don't realize how short I actually am. But I refer to myself as a tiny ball of rage.
Until I meet anybody, everybody is 6 feet tall. In my head.
It must be such a shock for you to meet some of us in person.
I think it's
Yes.
more, sometimes it's more of a shock for other people to meet me in person because they're often like,
Jesus, you're
taller.
tall.
one whole summer, every time I met people online, they're like, "You're a lot taller than I expected you to be." And I
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
you're the tiny lady who lives in their computer.
Yep.
Right. Well, I was prepared because you had mentioned that you're tall. So I was prepared. And I'd met Danny, of course, in person before.
Right.
And so yes, anyway. But yes, it was great to hang out with everybody. I wish Ren could have been there too. And some other
they were
time.
In spirit.
Yes.
on our
And some other
TV.
time we will all get together somewhere. It
Look,
might not be
according-
SAF. It'll be somewhere.
According to some pictures that were seen, I was not there at all.
Because you're
You blend in the
cleverly
background
disguised
very
as
well.
a sheep.
Yes. So the hat here is the Spooky Night Beanie by Aaron Gates, and then the magic hand warmers I can't show you because Blueberry has absconded with them, but I was skeptical because they are very tiny when they come off the needles and everything. It's a little
Yeah.
tiny tube.
They look very small.
Yeah, and Blueberry put them on, and they fit great. She said that the thumb was maybe a little tight, but I didn't really believe her, and I figured that it would stretch over time some anyway. And after the first day of wearing them, she has not complained about them since and has been wearing them multiple times. So,
Awesome.
because I told her that if she wanted, she can give them to one of her friends who is smaller than she is, and I would knit up the medium size for her. And she says, I think it'll be okay. And she's never asked for more. So this is great.
Yay.
So now I'm excited that I have like another use for mini skeins.
Yes.
So,
I
What
have
was your primary use?
looking at them.
Yep.
They're not even enough for like a preemie hat.
Well, yeah, you could do preemie hats, but I haven't knitted a preemie hat in a long time. I did a couple of years ago. I got a mini skein set and made a sleeping hat type of thing with it, and that was fun. So yes, so that was good. And then what I am working on right now is a double knit project, and so it's going to be a little dragon pot holder.
Oh.
So here it is on one side, and then on the other side, the way double knit works, it's the
Love
opposite
that.
colors. And
Double knitting is magic.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's actual wizardry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening there.
I'm not either. I'm
You
teaching
just follow
myself
the
with this.
instructions.
I watched a few videos on YouTube and on Craftsy, and then I had my leftover yarn from this is the same yarn that's in the spooky beanie hat.
Gotcha.
So I had leftover there, and I'm probably going to run out of yarn before I run out of pot holder, but that's okay because I don't really care if I get a pot holder out of this or not. I'm just trying to practice the techniques. So when I get close to the end, I might like here's the chart for my dragon.
Okay.
So he might be a beheaded dragon.
Yeah,
You know.
fine.
How
Like,
did you
because-
design this chart, or did you get it from somebody?
No, it is one that I got by signing up for a newsletter.
Nice.
And I'm gonna look up the lady's name who did this. Her name is Lisa Hannon Fox.
Okay.
That's a
And-
great name.
We
It
can
is
drop all this
great.
in the Discord later.
Yeah,
We can.
well, yeah,
Will
we can do
we'll
that.
see. But we're trying. I still
Yeah,
need to put
I-
yarn pictures up.
Yeah, so yeah, Lisa Hannon Fox. It's called the Dragon Potholder. So I was just doing some Google searches for double knit patterns 'cause I just wanted to find some little swatchy type of things, and she had a whole collection of stuff. And if you signed up on her site, she said, "Here's like a dozen pot holders that you could download," and so I did, and that's what happened. Yeah, she also goes by Nifty Knitter Designs. So
I like it.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. When someone else is talking, I'll drop some links in the Discord.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I've been working on my socks. I'm waiting on my second skein to come in for my second sock. While I'm waiting on that to come in, I actually started on. I have a second magic loop, so I was trying to start another pair of socks, and I ended up going to my local yarn shop to get some help with a cast on. And lo and behold, I said, "Hey, I need some help with this cast on here. You know, I've been trying to do this Turkish cast on," and all the ladies are like, "Oh, we all do Judy's magic cast on."
Fucking Judy is back with a vengeance.
Fucking Judy!
You have words about Judy.
Judy
Both
is
of them
a menace.
unprintable.
Yeah.
Who's Judy and why are we swearing at her?
Judy is
Oh.
a real person who exists. We don't know if they are alive or dead. They haven't posted in their blog since forever or on Twitter. But Judy has a cast on named after her that is supposedly magic. However, Judy's cast on relies on the mechanics of it rely on smaller hands, in my opinion. Because it's it's like doing a weird long tail cast on with a lot of back and forth between the two needles of your magic loop. Like, you know, you go over and then back under and over and back under with the yarn you're holding.
And some of it's with working yarn and some of it's with the tail end.
Right. You know, you're working with the tail end, then working yarn, and tail end and working yarn, back and forth between your two needles, and which way you loop on your specific needle really matters. And it seems really easy when you see a video of it, any video online. But if you look at any video online of how this cast on works, everyone who has done it that I've seen has much smaller hands. So it's very adroit. You know, it's like, ha, 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 ha. But here I am with these two lumbering ships, you know. So I can't really do Judy's magic cast on very well. So I'm just kind of mad at Judy, and I kind of have it on site for Judy right at this point, for her magic cast on. So
Noted.
Really funny because my friend Judy just picked up the baby blanket I finished.
Different Judy.
on
Different
site,
Judy.
Damn,
Yeah.
Judy.
Especially because this Judy couldn't finish 40 lines of knit.
It's okay.
Wow.
Some people just don't have the capacity.
It was very funny. She was like, I'm not going to tell my great granddaughter that you finished it for me. And I went, fuck, I should have put one of my tags on it.
Oh.
yeah, so Judy's magic cast on is rough, and all the old ladies at the yarn shop in town for me just kind of like, you know, oh, you just use Judy's magic cast on and just. So here I am just lumbering with my big ass hands, just
Doing your best magic.
doing
You
my
should-
best.
You
Me
should
Judy.
consider hiring some of those ladies to cast on for you, and then give you the after the magic is done, and take it from there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like here, like yeah, like I went in to have them like, you know, spin some yarn for me because I don't have my I don't have a
Ball winder and a Swift.
yeah, I don't have a Swift yet, but so I asked for a Swift for Christmas, so it's a Christmas gift that's coming for a ball winder and a Swift.
Excellent.
So I don't have a Swift of my own yet. But the I'm like, hey, I'll just cast on while I'm here. Hey, anybody want to help me out? Judy.
Aw.
Poor honey.
Did you get them cast on?
Yeah, I got them cast on, but it's just like
No. It's just no.
people love Judy.
They do.
People love Judy.
Honestly,
Well-
people have very strong opinions. Either they love it or they hate it.
On site, Judy.
I love Judy's Magic Cast On. That's
You
what
should
I
have
use.
fought Greg instead.
I'm not going to fight Hollow.
Good talk.
You know what?
He's
There
got
is-
some reach on you.
There is nobody on this stream that I would fight. So I am scared of each and every one of you for different reasons.
Look, just
Good.
because
You did,
just because I'm 6'6" does not mean we can't fight, Greg.
Describe in detail why you're afraid of each of us. I'm very interested into knowing what.
No.
He knows that some of us are biters. It's fine.
Kinky.
She's also
Hi,
correct
Mom.
because this is that bloody Lauren Poor episode.
There was no blood spilled that day.
Doesn't matter. There was still biting that happened.
I am the one she bit. I forgot.
It's all
I
fun and
remember.
games. It's all fun and games until you take off your pants to fight somebody.
And then it's hilarious.
Pants are overrated. It's fine.
Oh my god, what is
Oh,
this
gosh.
show?
I don't ask that question. That is a dangerous question.
So I guess I'll talk about my knitting.
Yes, please.
So, I just finished a dice bag that I've been promising for people. 2 of them. I only have one of them with me though because I finished it at work today. Shh. So I have this really nice dice
Ooh.
bag, and I added
Cute.
these silver accents of
That's
like
pretty.
rings. Yeah.
Super
Did
cute.
you add those while you were knitting, or did you
No.
add them after?
Now after, I am not that talented.
Yes, you are.
Nar.
It's not talent. It's not the talent. It's the reps.
It's the magic.
I believe in you.
Don't. I need people to stop believing in me because that's how they keep giving me shit at work to do. You're very capable. Would you like to work with the directors? No.
That is the word that you need to
Yes.
learn, DB.
We're going to teach you that word.
Very hard. Hi, Danny's mom.
Hi, Danny's mom.
Hi, Mom.
I don't know how long she's been here, but
Your daughter's very cool. I like hanging out with her.
I only bite
too.
sometimes.
Only when asked.
The only one trying to prove that
I don't-
I can't become a vampire by biting a vampire?
no, you can't. I can't become a human by being bit by a human, and I was the vampire.
I thought we were trying to see if I could become a vampire by biting a vampire.
No, it was.
Well-
Can you turn a vampire into a human if a human bites a vampire?
Okay, well, in either case, nothing happened.
Well, of course not.
You're just very drunk.
Of course not. There was no bloodshed, so obviously
Yeah.
nothing was going to happen. You have to shed blood in order for things to happen.
Well, that would require more muscle than I have.
I don't know. Very
Anyway.
thin skin.
Have you been working on anything else, DB?
Yes, that's just not here.
Okay.
I'm still working on the slasher Barbie shawl thingy. Did you finish yours? Did you finish yours, Danny? Fuck.
Now, to be fair, I had like 10 hours of flights. And I couldn't work on my writing because I was... Yeah.
I love, so here's the thing. As big as I am, there's no fucking way in hell I could knit on an airplane. Because I would accidentally, like, wham somebody in the sakes.
Well, when you are stuck in the middle seat between two man spreaders, suddenly you don't feel as bad about your elbows being in their space knitting when you have no leg room because they're both pressed up against you, and that's just creepy. So
why didn't you just like stab one of the needles into their fucking leg?
Because I didn't want to get blood on my shawl.
And also, it's the perfect shawl for it. But also, you don't want to give the TSA any reason to ban knitting needles again.
Yes, we want to keep being able to knit.
Fair.
So yeah, we'll just irritate them.
God damn it.
Also, fair, DB, as a big fellow myself, I am able to knit while I fly. You can contort.
You gotta tuck the wings in.
Gotta tuck the wings.
Tuck the wings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys.
I did that for my second flight when I was sitting between two very nice ladies who weren't elbowing me and leaning up against me. I tucked.
Yeah.
And I had a very nice conversation with one of them about knitting too.
I had a very elderly woman next to me on my flight back to Seattle, and I was worried that she had died.
Oh no.
She did not. She woke up for snack service, but like she did not move.
Oh, well, that's always creepy.
Yeah.
Kind of nice though, as long as she doesn't have an elbow dug in somewhere.
Nope. She was fine.
Good.
I regret choosing an aisle seat, but
I always
choose a window.
I don't like being smushed into the wall that much. At least if like I'm in an aisle, if they're not bringing carts down, I could shift a little bit. But nothing will compare to the flight on Frontier, where Dad, Mom, and my sister and I, all big people, shoved into like real tight, and we're all three of us are like leaning forward trying to be comfortable.
Oh.
Mom is somewhere else probably living her best life.
Well, at least you were all squished with people that you knew, and you weren't squished up with three people of similar size who you didn't know.
It's true, because that happened on the way back.
Oh no.
And I was in the window seat, and I dropped my phone, and I went,
guess I'll see you after the flight.
Well, and the guy was like, I wish I could help you find it. And I went, it's okay. I guess it's dead to me now.
Oh, wow.
Aww.
Mom managed to grab it, but it was awkward because it was like between my legs.
Wow. I mean, in fairness, I'm a small person, and I find it difficult to pick up anything that gets dropped on the floor in airplanes. Yeah. I make sure everything is secured before,
I had pulled it out so that I could have my headphones for the flight.
Yeah.
Also, my dad smacked the shit out of his head on that flight, so much that he bled.
Ooh.
And like the flight attendant's like, do we need to get you off this plane to like get a doctor? He's like, no, I want to go home.
just get me to my destination. That's it.
Just get me where I need to go, man.
They have Band-Aids at the other airport.
Napkins are fine.
Yeah, they just felt really, really bad, and they just kept checking on him. He was in one of those seats that was like, first class was like right in front of him, so he had a fuck ton of...
the look what you could have, but you're too cheap seats.
Yes, but we did that because like he has back issues, like all this stuff. So it was like, yeah, you sit there, and Mom and I will be.
Yep.
I was able to actually pick my seats for going to and from Atlanta because I had enough within like the budgeted amount in order to pick my seats. Nice. And on the flight home, which was like a 5.5 hour flight, I was like, I'm going to splurge and get an exit row seat and actually have some room.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a stack of things in front of me, and I'm not quite sure where to start.
Start on your left and move to the right.
Okay, I'll do that. So, as has been mentioned, everyone else got to meet each other at SAP, and I had to keep up on what was going on from the posts that were coming through on our private areas of Discord. So I caught some of what was going on, but I didn't catch all of it, and I am sad about that. But it looked like everyone had a really good time. And then I saw Danny a few days ago while she was in my area for worky stuff. and she delivered prezzies. So I have prezzies. First up, the ties that were made for me with my signature on it, which I love. I have several projects that I'm going to add that to when they're done. Also, markers.
Oh,
which I really have before. I now have cool markers to put on stuff, and they're dice.
Yes.
And of course, because I am a cat person, a cat butthole.
Yes. Meow.
You're welcome.
that was E
Thank
that
you.
found that.
Good find, E. And then I am told that this yarn comes from DB.
I'm probably. I don't know. Oh, it cakes up real good.
Yeah, it does.
It's so
Cakes up real
pretty
nice.
and it's sparkly. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
make socks out of it. It is so soft. I want to squish it forever.
Yeah,
That came
Twist
from
Fiber Studio has beautiful
Yeah.
yarn.
Had.
Yes. And I
this
love the
was-
color name too.
This was the show specific colorway, if I remember correctly.
That one was
No.
not.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yes, this one is Lexington fingering made from real Girl Scouts.
Yep.
Love it.
Well.
Here for it. And then the other one that I got, which was the show specific colorway that Danny sent a picture of that I love. Look how pretty this is.
Ooh,
it
also
just cakes up really
nice.
well.
It's gorgeous. It's from Deep Dyed Yarns, and I guess it's called Mountain Gems.
Yes.
Friend of the show, Deep Dyed Yarns.
Hey!
Yes.
So those are beautiful, and I love them. Thank you both. Thank you all so much for thinking of me while I wasn't there and
Yeah.
getting pretty stuff. There's also a sticker around here somewhere, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Same sticker that's being given away. But while I had Danny here, I've been having trouble with a shawl that I wanted to start because I could not make heads or tails of the cast on, and I could not figure out how to start it. So I brought stuff with me to her hotel and said, "Hi, could you please start this for me?" So
And I said, of course.
We've all been.
she
learning.
did. This is going to be the Celestarium shawl. I don't remember who makes it. Twist Collective.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. I'm making it in memory of my Twilight Domain cleric because it is a star map of the Northern Hemisphere.
It's going to be
It's
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
I remember you sharing that pattern.
Yeah, I actually got this, I think at the end of last year or somewhere in that neighborhood, because I was like, this is the big project that I want to do this year. And then I couldn't figure out the damn cast on. So it's been sitting to the side ever since. And thank you, Danny, because now, and then I brought it to her the next day and said, I think I messed up a little bit because I had more stitches than I was supposed to. And she looked at it and went, it looks fine. Go for it.
Yep. And we figured
if I
out where
remember
the problem
correctly-
was.
If I remember correctly, this is like a circle shawl. You start from the middle and you end up going out.
Correct.
I will
It's on
work
my
on
wish
that
list of
anytime
things to
soon.
do.
It's beautiful. I'm very excited to make it up. And now the yarn over thing is a lot less intimidating because of the other thing that I have been working on. So the first one of this version that I have been working on for the last months, I realized that I was going to lose the game of Yarn Chicken, and I did not want to. Bye. So I ordered stuff from Whimsy Stitches in order to start this again. So this is another Taiga Hilliard Farl, and I like how it's working up much better. This yarn is a little bit stiffer, so I'm hoping it softens up when I wash it because
It tends to.
it feels a little weird to me, but I'm hoping that calms down. So I've been working on this, and I properly horrified everyone when I showed them how I keep track of my rows.
That is a thing that that we want to talk about is row counters.
This is how I keep track of them. I do
remember
tally
those
marks.
days.
I mean, it's a valid choice.
It helps me
works.
keep track.
Yeah, it absolutely works. But there are other better ways. So we were
She's so diplomatic in that.
well like I said-
Because Ren, bless your heart.
Yep. When because I asked everyone, how do you keep track of what row you're on in your pattern? Because with the Celestarium one, like I'm starting to actually keep track by like I printed out the whole pattern and I'm highlighting the rows as I finish them.
Mhm.
you can't do that with the Farrell shawl because it's the same 6 rows over and over again until it's the size you want it to be.
Right. So let me pull up my app. I use an app on my iPhone called, where is it? Where did it go? Oh, it's called Stitch Counter, and it's a picture of a yarn ball. It's blue with a white yarn ball, and the way it works is it's got, let's unplug the phone. It has multiple sections that you can use, so you can set it up with sort of your main counter. So every time you do a row, you tap that section, and it can fill out other things. So if you're doing, like, the pattern I'm working on right now that I'll talk about in a minute has like a pattern stitch for the leg and the foot of the sock, but there's a section where you're doing the heel gusset decreases, and so it's, say, a 6-row pattern repeat but a 2-row gusset decrease. You can set it up so that every time you tap, it will put a mark into the appropriate container, basically the appropriate set, so you can see, okay, so this means that I finished row 2 on the pattern and row 1 on the decrease. And the next time you tap, row 3 on the pattern, row 2 on the decrease. And so you can also set it up so that it will pop up with a message at the end of the repeat. So after every 6th row, it pops up saying end of pattern repeat or end of decrease repeat. So you know when you're doing all the different things for these patterns that say at the same time, you're going to do this. So if you're doing like complicated things, this Stitch Counter app is fantastic.
You should drop a link to that in the in our Discord.
I will try to figure out,
or at least the name of it.
Yeah, I will find that and try to do that tonight.
I have a row counter app for my Galaxy Watch. So it actually, I switch my watch to my. I normally wear my watch on my left hand, but when I'm knitting, I switch it to my right hand, specifically for when I'm knitting, because it actually, because I put the pattern into the watch, and then while I'm knitting, it tracks my movement, because the watch actually is good for pedometer bull crap. So it just kind of 1, 2, because I have ADHD. I would never keep track of this myself. So my watch does it for me.
That's incredible.
And
that's like some wizard shit.
Seriously.
Isn't it though? I love that.
Yeah, and then I'm like, so it's not perfect, but it's better than like trusting me to do it myself.
Right.
It's like, so I say this is what row I should be on, and this is how many stitches I should be doing, and it'll buzz and say, hey, you're done, or you should be done.
You should be done.
If it says you should be done, you're like 6 stitches off. It's like, what are you doing?
And then I can check, it's like, oh, okay, do I gotta go back? It's like, it's been pretty good. So, and that's been pretty motivating to like keep me on track. 'Cause there's been a lot of times before I found this app where I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
And then I guess to round out the things that I'm working on, I'm still working on a doll blanket for my niece's dolls. It's quite cumbersome. I'm just doing knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl forever. And working on a hat for my mom from the Smoke in the City pattern from Greg.
Awesome pattern.
Greg.
I love it.
Love that pattern. I also like doing the brim of it, the ribbing. About twice as long as you have it, because I like being able to bend up the brim.
It's a better hat. It's a better hat with a longer brim. I just hate 1x1 ribbing, so I design it with not as much.
That's entirely fair. And I also, Facebook ads and Instagram ads have my number now. It's a little distressing how often Beautiful Yarn shows up. And then I found out that someone that I grew up going to church with now is a small business yarn dyer. Yeah. So Bad Sheep Yarn did this particular
it's so
color.
pretty.
It is called Wild Blueberry, and it has the purples and the greens and the blues that I associate with blueberries from Alaska, like all that variance of colors that you get with the tart flavors. And I saw that and I went, I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I might make another of these for myself out of it, but I need this.
Mm-hmm. That I got to see that color in person, and it is gorgeous.
And it's so soft. It's so soft. So like, I am going to suggest that we maybe look at Bad Sheep Yarn as a new friend of the show at some point. Just a thought.
We could do that.
So yeah, that's the stacks of things that I had sitting here. I've had a lot going on. I've mostly been working on the shawl because I want to have it done by Christmas.
Christmas
as Greg
comes
says,
every year.
Yep.
It does come every year, but I would like to have it done for this year.
I think that Christmas needs a better sex life.
You know, it's true. It should come more often.
Christmas comes at least every year.
Well, but in fairness, the edging process to get there starts like right after Halloween. So I feel like they have enough time.
Listen, it doesn't start right after Halloween. They keep pushing it more and more into the...
I know, the Hollows are trying to hold the line, but... Are you okay?
Christmas is into tantric.
Oh,
Sorry, Danny's mom. Sorry, me.
Look,
Also,
we broke DB.
well, hey, I can bring us back to knitting stuff. How's that?
Why would you do
Please.
that?
So I don't actually have that much stuff this week because I've been working. Well, I finished the shawl.
Everything.
So this is my Rush Bridger shawl in the Slasher Barbie colors from
Pretty!
Whimsy Stitches. The shawl is called Rush Bridger by Tyga Hilliard. You can see that the fringe is currently a mess because it has not been blocked yet. I literally finished it this evening. I bound off the last row. But I love the way the colors meld and
Even while the
fade.
fringe is currently a mess, it kind of goes with Slasher Barbie.
It kind of
does.
but I really do like the way the fringe looks when it's all straightened out. So
Yeah.
this is going to get blocked, and
how do you block the fringe straight, or does it just naturally straighten when wet?
it straightens some when wet. The way I did my last one was I actually pinned out each one of these as a loop,
Dear God.
and I pinned out every single loop, like really stretching it out to within an inch of its life. And then I used my rotary cutter and mat to cut them all to the same length.
I'm fucked.
It'll be fine. You know what? By the time you're ready to block it,
It'll be 2025.
we will make
you.
plans.
Fuck you.
We will make plans so that you can either come see me or give it to me, and we'll use, like, I've got all the blocking mats and the pins and everything. We will get together and do it, and it'll be fantastic.
Have a block party.
You'll
block
both
party.
be living in the same retirement home. It's fine.
So the thing is I need it done by January 1st.
Okay, well,
You know what? Good news.
No,
January
shut up.
1st
No,
comes
because
every year.
It is specifically a present for a friend for Christmas, and we're doing our Christmas party in person for once, so it has to be done.
it will be, and you and I will have a chance to get together and block it. We'll make it work. Don't worry, we'll make
We
it
may
work.
just be shipping it to you to be like, it's done.
That's an option too.
Help.
I've also been working on a test knit that I signed up for and had forgotten about. I'm like, oh, I better start on that. But it's going really quickly because I think I only have to have one sock done. But I've got the leg, and I've done the heel, and I've decreased out the gusset, and so now I'm just on the foot. And I only have to knit like another 2 or 3 inches before I do the toe because I have tiny feet. And I'm testing the size small. But this pattern is Twisted Lines by Kristen Drucker. It's obviously not out yet because it's still a test knit. And I'm using the Classic Elite Yarns Yuri. And yeah, it's turning out quite nice. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's got a twisted stitch ribbing not a twisted rib, but it's like faux cables. But that is because my life is full of cables.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta show you guys. I'm so excited. So I've been working on this.
I got to hug it and stick my face in it and rub my hands over the cables. It's very pretty and I love it.
And it looks like a sweater now.
I keep disassociating at the weirdest times and coming back.
But it's got arms attached. Look at that!
Arms.
Sweater.
And it looks like a sweater. I'm on the raglan decreases for the sleeves now. And yeah, it's turning into an actual sweater, and I am so terrified that I'm going to run out of yarn. And I don't know what I'll do if I do. Because
yarn chicken is terrifying.
Because they don't make this yarn anymore. So I will have to do a deep search all over the interwebs to find it. But it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Is the company that makes it still in business?
No.
Oh, is it the company that we saw at the show?
No.
Oh, it's
no, because if it was Twist Fiber Studio and I was that desperate, I feel like I could probably reach out to Ashley. And even if she doesn't have any, she would know someone who would, or she might be able to custom dye a single skein if I paid her enough.
I mean, it's a small community. People take care of each other, but...
That is true, but I'd rather not have to go scouring the internet for more.
Well, there's a whole, on Ravelry, there's a whole ability to search for people who have yarn specifically marked for willing to trade or sell.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I've done that also.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
And
Ravelry has a whole bunch of features that I didn't know about until today when I was watching that video that got sent into our Discord.
Nice.
And I was like, it's a what?
And then I watched the other Ravelry one that they have up about
I'm almost done with that one.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I
remember
love
when that happened. The big controversy. I remember when that happened and I was like, I mean, I get it, but also
I love a good drama, especially when it's low stakes.
Listen, I am always here for the tea. I am here for everybody's drama. Please tell me everything.
If you haven't looked up the documentary channel Swoop, you should.
Swoop, there it is.
Swoop.
Although,
no, she's
Swoop.
No, she's great. She's a documentarian who makes documentaries specifically about internet drama and that sort of stuff.
I love
although her tagline is "It's not drama, it's dangerous," because a lot of the stuff she covers is people dismiss this because it is internet stuff, but there's some serious stuff going on here.
It is never run out of content.
Cool. It is from her that I have learned my deep hatred for family vloggers.
Oh, fuck family vloggers. Exploit your children.
I didn't really know that it was much of a thing besides the occasional prank channels where it was if you're constantly pranking your children, you should have them taken away from you, especially when some of those pranks are just awful.
Yeah.
But
did you see the thing about people cracking eggs on their toddlers' heads?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is how you get contact with your children when they become adults.
Yep.
So you can find all sorts of fun stuff in our Discord. Links to all these sorts of things. But speaking of our Discord and links, we doing a giveaway.
We are doing a giveaway.
So we got a project, a Notions bag, a sticker, and a cute little mini skein, which would be perfect for making a pair of magic handwarmers. And you know what? I'll even throw in a copy of the magic handwarmers pattern.
So kind of you.
The Notions bag and everything else is from Deep Dyed Yarns. And
an Etsy shop.
I think it's an actual store. Yeah, deepdyedyarns.com. We will include a link to them and pictures of some of the gorgeous yarn that we got. But to enter to win this, it's real simple. Join our Discord, and you only have to do two things. You have to post somewhere other than the giveaway thread in our Discord so that, you just say hi or share a dad joke Dad Jokes is
I
probably
highly
our
recommend
most
the Dad
busy
Jokes channel.
I'm not at all surprised.
And then in our giveaway channel, you just have to send a quick little post saying what are the things you'd put in your Notions bag.
See, Charles has already done that. He is like ahead of the game there.
I love that.
Hey.
And let me just double check. I'm copying our Discord channel and dropping it into the chat. So if you haven't joined Discord, please do. We're very friendly. We've got
We only
Some
bite
are.
if asked.
exactly.
We're friendly in public.
Yeah, you should see all the tea that gets spilled in the cast general channel that no one else can see.
I mean,
For good reason.
but
It's a safe space.
it is. We are friends, and so we can be friends. But in our general stuff, we've got sort of a general one to just talk about things. We've got one for our knitting project, so you can show off what you're working on.
Or cry about having to frog them.
Yeah, that too. That's where we're dropping all of our... We've got links, so we'll drop links to all of the stuff we're looking at. We've got... that's where we put our fiber friends, so links to the people that we're featuring. Speaking of, we're featuring TanisKnits.com, Tanis Gray, and all of the fantastic books from her.
I highly recommend this one.
It's a good one.
It's a good
It's
one.
okay.
There's a really neat little bag in there.
Awesome price bag.
That one's
Except
okay.
I'm still waiting for mine, Amazon.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I ordered the digital copy so that I could get it, like, on the day it was released, which was the day before my birthday. And I was like, I bought myself a birthday present, and it's still not arrived. And it's a digital thing, and I don't understand, and I'm very sad. But I'm looking
Have you
forward to it.
complained?
Time to start kicking at
How do I
doors.
complain to Amazon?
Ooh, honey.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh, honey.
and this
Oh,
is why we
good.
have
I'm
our
not-
private chat section.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one who got honeyed today.
But yes, we'd like everyone to come join our Discord, and all you have to do is post something somewhere and then drop something into the giveaway about what you would use the bag for. And the entries will be accepted until an hour before our next stream, and we will announce the winner on our next stream. And then that week we will do our second giveaway. We've got 4 because we have
Stuff.
2 skeins of yarn, the Notions bag, and a tote bag. So we are doing those as 4 separate giveaways. We're very excited to give stuff to the fantastic people who watch us. So
Because yarn people are good people and they give us
They
free
are.
stuff.
Yep.
yep. Yes. Yeah, that was really cool of everyone
Yeah.
at SAF. Who were,
My gosh.
people
it
were
was
so
amazing.
excited, and I'm thrilled. We had such a good experience with people. So despite a couple of the same comment over and over to our tall friends, but that's fine.
No, just one tall friend.
Yep.
I mean, when he's half a foot taller than everyone else.
Look, I just
and
play a lot of football. Clearly.
and the abundance of marital advice as well was also
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
living arrangement advice.
There was
Oh, yeah.
a lot of unsolicited advice in general.
And offers.
Did you witness offers?
Or some of us witnessed the offers. It was yeah.
So,
They're you know what? Yarn people are good people, and we had fun.
Yarn people are
Yes.
good people.
yay.
Yarn people are also weird.
I don't think any of it was malicious. Let's just put it that
Right.
way.
No,
It
Does
wasn't
it mean
malicious.
it wasn't
was just-
irritating? No, but it wasn't malicious.
It was just odd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of overlap between geeks and nerds and knitters, and
Mm-hmm.
and you get the same sort of personalities in both sorts of spheres.
Right.
So we know what we know, and we work with it, and it's fine.
It was really fun tangibly seeing the intersection between crits and knits, and knits, and
Yes.
knitting,
Yeah, I was amazed at how many people were aware of what D&D is and into it,
Yeah.
and like wanted to know who was the DM of the group and what were
Right.
your classes, and like that was just really cool.
And if they weren't into it, they knew somebody who was, and they were like, I'm going to give this card to my niece or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Great.
it was very cool. So. But
we had a day of the con. We all wore our swag, and we were like, "You're those crit knitters, yeah."
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that was
It
fun.
really was.
And people would say, "Oh yeah, I saw your other friends." I love that. It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we will definitely be doing something
Ren,
like that
they
again.
lost me a bunch, by the way.
It's true.
How?
Right? How?
Like
Well,
my
He
thing is,
wouldn't be there anymore. It's like an outline shape of Ernest. We're just like turned. What the fuck did he go?
my general rule is look for the tallest person in the group and track the group that way.
Listen, we tried.
It
We
ended
also split the party often.
up, we did.
Yeah.
We split the party a
Well,
lot.
I also
I mean, I
wore-
do, I do that at Comic-Con all the time though. Like that's my survival strategy is I
It was
will
great.
have like groups of people that I'll flip between and then hang out with all the different people.
Yeah,
They lost me a ton. They're like, where's Hollow?
And there was no service in the building.
None.
Oh, that's
Our
why
sending
I
zone
wasn't getting
stopped.
constant updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sending stone stopped working.
They do that.
I just wore the Jane hat for 2 days. It was easy to find me that way.
Yep.
Well, we'd park you at a table and just be like, we'll be back.
That's true. I have back issues.
Oh, baby.
But it was very
Fine.
convenient because we always had a spot to
I
go
got
back
to hold up all the stuff.
which meant
So-
that we
so
could buy
what-
more.
So you became the husband mule at the group.
I'm fine with it. I don't think Red got to see the picture that broke me.
I will send it.
Excuse me?
The bunny.
The bunny. I didn't show you the bunny.
There is a picture that my girlfriend described as you look like one of those toddlers that doesn't know what's happening and you're not sure if you're into it.
That
I
is so much.
I need to see this.
Yep, I'm looking for it. Oh, there's the sheep. We watched a sheep getting sheared.
Yep. Naked sheep.
Naked sheeps. My parents used to have sheep, and so watching them get sheared was always excellent.
I just love how they just kind of like, they fight a little bit and then they just like accept their fate. Like, this is how I die.
Yep.
Phoebe, that's the best expression I've ever seen on you.
Isn't it adorable? It's a fantastic expression.
And Hollow so excited.
We loved the
Yeah,
bunnies. They were Angora
Naked
bunnies.
sheep.
It
So
was-
do people actually like make fiber from
Yes,
bunny
yes.
bunny?
Yes.
You can spin
Straight
directly
from your
off
bunny.
the bun.
There
Huh.
are spinners who will have their bunny in their lap and just poof and spin. And spin straight from the rabbit.
That's what is that kind of yarn called?
Angora.
Angora.
Oh,
It's like Ed Wood used to like to wear Angora sweaters all the time.
I know that reference.
I know.
I know that reference because Johnny Depp did a movie about
I was
it.
He
going to say,
did.
you didn't have a Johnny Depp face, did you, Deebs?
Nope.
Apparently not.
I did a deep dive into Johnny Depp for a while there.
You would think after working at a movie store, I would know all the movies. No.
Nah.
It has a lot of halo to them, so they're kind of fuzzy and stuff.
Okay.
It's like a nightmare.
Yeah, they
But,
shed.
but it's real soft though.
Very soft.
Like
Pretty
stick your
warm.
face in it and just like lay there.
Yeah. All right. I think this is a good time to take a brief break so we can set up our audio and then come back and be adventurers for a little bit.
Woo!
Sound good?
Yay!
I'm down for that.
Well, we will see you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes. Bye.
5 to 10 hours.
Hello, and welcome back to episode 28 of Crits and Knits. Look at me remembering to do that. I feel so proud of me.
Look at you.
Proud of you too.
Daw. Who remembers what happened last time?
It's been 84 years.
It's been just
Yeah,
shy
I'm
of a
with
month.
them on that.
October 11th.
It's been 84 years.
Well, you were all reunited in the bar
Yes.
after Nilitha had some adventures.
She
running
was still
around
in
with a young man.
disguise.
Yes, she was still in disguise. Gave Isolt a vague explanation of what had gone on. Let's see. Oh, Herder did give Gabe the ashes from his caravan. And Erasmus gave Gabe some money. A large sum. And everyone headed to the Porters Guild. And
Owen confirmed that the punch card system was not yet in place.
That is true. That is true. And you did head from Glimmerhold to Selva, which is the island next to, or it's on the island next to Magrona. There was a guy. Oh, yes. When you arrived in Selva, it turns out that you can get crackers at the front desk of the Porters Guild if you're feeling a little queasy after the traveling, or a healer. So that's good to know.
And
Herder was a little queasy.
Yeah.
He
it
was
happens.
grumpy.
Herder was very grumpy, and when we ended up at one of the bars, Nelitha gave him a snack. It was like, you're grumpy. Have something to eat.
Have a Snickers.
Yep.
You're not you when you're hungry.
You did head to the bar with the crappiest sign. That bar was called The Boot.
Das Boot.
And you did all get the boot of beer.
Some of us got milk in the boot.
Some of us
It
got
was
milk.
fucking weird.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was milk in boots. That was a thing. And you all got a little bit nostalgic and melancholy. And Herder was rather disappointed, I believe, to find out that the beer at the boot was just as good as his.
He sure was.
He was very
More
grumpy about
grumpy.
that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you did
Herder's
get
very proud of his beer and not thrilled that there's a chain over here that's got like beer that's just as good.
Well,
What
it's
happens when you serve beer to old people?
it's not so much a chain as it is a pair of restaurants owned by the same family. So they haven't expanded beyond the island.
It's not Fantasy Chili's.
It's not.
It's not a franchise opportunity yet,
Yeah.
but
No.
Not
Okay,
yet.
there we go.
Give it time.
I think
Okay.
Owen's very brave for drinking milk at his age.
wow, that was a look.
I love milk.
Milk is delicious. I'm with you on that.
Milk does a body good.
As a lactose intolerant person, I think that drinking milk is very brave in any age, especially at an advanced one. Not gonna do it.
Fair.
More for me.
More for us.
When you finished up at the boot, you headed over to this really long line at a place called Connor's Conveyance. And you got a ride on a magical platform that took you to the docks at the edge of the island that would take you to Magrona Island. You stayed at another very imaginatively named place called the Big Bed. But that was after you had more drinks at the second boot.
The boot tool.
The boot 2.
The toot.
Electric Boogaloo.
You know that's going to have to end up being the name.
The Boot 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Yep.
So you got rooms at the Big Bed. Actually, I don't know if you got rooms or if you just stayed in a bunk. I didn't write that part down, but you stayed at the Big Bed.
I think we all got our own room. We bought the place out.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we're rich.
You're fancy. And I believe that is where we left off. You had settled in for the night.
So we get a long rest.
You do get a long rest. So
Mash
if you
that
did not
long rest
already
button.
mark that, please mark that long rest.
Oh yeah, Nalitha real hurt when we left.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I dumped a whole bunch of healing into her.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was healing, there was drinking. It was a relaxing sort of day. A melancholy sort of day, but a relaxing one nonetheless.
So I'll also throw out... Go ahead, Red.
I mean, every day around older people is nostalgic and a little sad.
Oh.
I'll also throw out Herder offered to do prestidigitation on anybody's like stuff so that we can go over with like, you know, clean stuff and everything. He also, after everyone had gone to bed and everything, he sat down and wrote a letter to Hespera and took it down to the desk. So I will, if you will allow, I will read his letter.
Absolutely.
Are you gonna tell her you tried to cheat on her?
If you will allow, I will read her the letter.
Ooh, spicy.
Dearest Hespera, I wish I never left you to go adventuring with this crew. Don't misunderstand. These are amazing adventurers and they will save the world. But I realize I would much rather be with them in the safety of the Stout Singer than in this dangerous world. I miss you terribly and will return as soon as our business is finished and the world is once again safe. My friend Gabe lost his entire livelihood. We teleported to Selva and made me sick. Here I am adventuring again, and I don't even get to travel the roads and meet other people. This is not the life I wanted. We had beer tonight that was just as good as anything I have ever brewed, and all it did was remind me of what I was missing at home. I think my friends are beginning to sense my homesickness. Hopefully, we will take care of this necromancer nonsense soon, and I can return to you. With deepest affection, Herdy.
Aww.
He's sad.
So the front desk
I don't
arranges
have
to
a
get it
joke.
sent. Oh.
Yeah. So but because he's hiding his homesickness, he definitely was like not sending that out in public or while everyone else was doing could have seen him.
Yeah, they agree to get it sent over, no problem. Should be there. Likely tomorrow. We'll get it posted. You know, magic and all.
Okay, then.
Does anyone else have anything they're doing overnight, other than getting a good long rest?
Working on the bobble hat.
Excellent. Yes. Did you all bring your knitting with you?
Of course.
Yes.
Canonically, yes, because I was arrested with it.
That's true. You were. All right.
Herder actually doesn't knit.
Oh, that's right, because he's never been to the other bar because he's not part of the knitting guild.
Yeah, as there's like little friendly animosity between Herder's place and the other bar.
Friendly.
Maybe it was Herder. Maybe it had nothing to do with Nalitha.
No.
That was definitely Nalitha.
It was not Nalitha. She didn't do it.
Well, the woman was trying to impress you.
I don't write a letter.
Guilty by association.
All right. So morning
Herder
comes.
also did. Herder also did spend some time. Actually, Herder will tell this when morning comes.
Okay. So morning comes, and are any of you late sleepers, or are you all sort of stereotypical early risers?
Erasmus is up entirely too early. He's like that, like 2 a.m. Like, you know, I'm up.
All right.
So he's you.
Once I'm old, probably, yeah.
Even on vacation, you were up early.
We shared a room, Erasmus. You were up early. I slept through it, but you were up early.
Every time.
All right. So you are probably up earlier than most of the other people in town. This is the docks on the way to the college town, to the Academy Island, and yeah, you are most likely awake well before any of the students who have been on the island for their days off. So when you come downstairs to the common area of the big bed, it's pretty empty. There is a breakfast buffet that is not actually all that full yet. You can see the various bowls where things will be put out. And a very tired looking person standing behind the buffet takes a big yawn and has a big swig of something in a mug, and then notices you all. Oh, yeah, hi, welcome. Breakfast. If you want something that's not out, I can get it for you. Oh, and we have an omelet bar. The chef should be awake in like the next 10 or 15 minutes. He should be down, I think.
Herder looks for bacon.
Oh yeah, there's bacon. There's not a lot of other things, but there's always bacon.
Correct answer.
Bacon and a really sugary looking cereal.
Owen gets the sugar cereal.
All right.
To have with milk.
Yeah, milk. I don't know how you drink that stuff, Owen. You're not a cow.
This is why I have strong bones and good teeth.
I have strong bones and good teeth.
Good Probably. For you.
Such grump.
So you
Rasmus knocks against his teeth probably. Yeah, that's fine.
You have your choice of tables. There is no one down here except for that tired looking poor person behind the buffet.
I assume we'll all get a big table together. We can sit around and talk about what we're going to do. Herder goes and sits down and says, come on, let's figure out what we're going to do. And Herder actually, he looks different. He's wearing different looking clothes than you've seen him before. He's got clothes that kind of blend in with the college town, doesn't look like a student, but looks like he might work at the college or whatever. And so, assuming that y'all are where the hell did y'all get that? Where'd you get those clothes? He says, Assault knows, but when I jumped into Erasmus's hole early on, I upgraded my armor, and I found some glamour armor, which I can say like the magic word, and I go fabulous, and then my armor turns into a wizard apparel.
I am delighted that you figured out the keyword.
Absolutely. I said fabulous, and it goes right back to the disguise of a school worker sort of thing. I said, I don't know if this will be helpful when we get over to the school, but if we need to try to blend in, at least I'm not looking like I'm here to come fight.
Do you ever look like that?
Shut up. No, I don't. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I like it.
And also, doing a little research, I read in my Rickle Axiger's Pocket Guide to Adventuring a little bit about necromancy, and I found out about the school that we're going to, Magrona Academy. It was established about 1,200 years ago, and there are over 50 masters at the academy, and I've got some pictures here, and I'll pull the book out and I show the pictures of the school, some very simple pictures of the school, basic details.
Damn, no blueprints.
Yeah. So a little bit of stuff here, but nothing super helpful.
No, any information's good.
Do we know what time the ferry leaves?
Given the general tenor of this place, probably not for a few hours, once all of the drunk college students have woken up.
You, breakfast lad, what time does the ferry to Magrona leave?
Oh, the first one heads out at 7. But there's another one at noon. It's probably about 6. You guys are up early. So you've got about an hour if you want to catch the first ferry of the day.
Sure.
I think we need to watch out for the headmaster.
100%.
I will be going in disguise.
I did not bring a disguise.
That's fine. I pull out the hat of disguise and put it on.
I don't think I'd be good at wearing a disguise anyway. It always falls off weird.
I have a fear that they might recognize me.
Oh.
That's weird.
Why?
Well, I mean,
That is information that would have been helpful sooner.
Well, that's something that I recently found out. While I was hanging out with the very nice god, I found out that I stole an artifact that the headmaster wanted.
Right.
I don't
Do you
have it
still
anymore.
have it in your... Oh, I was
No.
going to ask if you still had it in your
I
possession.
do not. It was lent to the nice god. I will get it back when we pass through again.
all right. I guess. Yeah, that's great.
What was the artifact?
It did a bunch of things. Found out that it was quite powerful. Decided not going to hand it over and have been carrying it around for years now.
So you just been sitting with that under your ass for like 50 years.
Not 50, no. But a while. I killed somebody for it, as I am one to do. Usually.
No. That's not a thing that someone is wont to do. Just murdering somebody for a thing. No.
I was hired for it. And I
Okay,
went back.
that's something people are hired to murder people. That's not just a wont to, as I am wont to do. Like I just walk outside.
Well, I don't understand
just
why
breathe.
you're surprised.
It's just today's a lot. It's just like
Today is a lot. This whole
Today
trip
has just
been a lot.
begun.
Eat
It's
your
already
bran
a
muffin,
lot.
Raz.
While all this talk is going on, Herder looks to see if the
Mm.
omelet station's open yet, and if it is, he's going to get some eggs and omelet.
Yeah, by the time this conversation is happening, there's a very, very sleepy-looking tiefling who has wandered down and is standing
Is he
over at the
hot?
omelet. You know what? Roll me a 20, and let's see.
Oh. 6.
No, he's not.
Oh, never mind.
I'll like
Well,
cooper up that
Herder gets a
tiefling.
bacon and cheese omelet and another stack of bacon and brings it back.
All right.
Listen, I think you all know that I'm not a good person.
I've
But
kind of
Right.
picked that up.
I do
Now,
have
hold
my
on.
tendencies.
I'm not going to assume anybody that has been killing anybody is not a good person. Because that means the soul wouldn't be a good person. The soul has probably done plenty of killing.
And by that measure, I am also not a good person.
Well, okay, but you guys aren't paid to kill people.
I was.
Nah.
We were.
Who
We
said
were
that?
soldiers.
That's fair.
You're not a good
Anyway.
person because I don't think you're actually old or an elf.
What if I'm not an elf? What am I?
A liar.
got a-
You already knew that.
I got a list, but we ain't going to get into that right now.
We're
Regardless.
going to miss the ferry.
Yes, I'm a liar.
Is there anything we need to do before we catch the ferry?
I don't think so.
Other
I
than
just thought.
scarf down this bacon?
You're doing all right, Herder.
Herder puts bacon in his pocket.
Pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon.
Absolutely.
Heard it. You got like some lined pockets over there. You ain't gonna gonna have like soggy pockets.
I got
Greasy pocket.
prestidigitation. I'm
I
fine.
I just don't want you to have greasy pockets, man. That's embarrassing for everybody.
That's okay. I don't mind at all. It's worth it for the bacon.
Are you doing all right, Herder?
Yeah. I want to get this. I mean, I'm ready to get home, but I mean, we got stuff to do. Let's do it.
All right. You were seeming a bit off yesterday. That's why I ask.
The teleportation stuff, it messed me up, and
it messes with me every time.
Yeah. And like I kind of, one of the things I like about being out adventuring and stuff is meeting all the people and everything. So like we shortcutted the journey, so I didn't get to meet folks on the way. But
you met a lot of folks though.
Yeah, I meet people on the road too, but also the whole jumbled up craziness that happens when you teleport. It's only done it. I haven't done it much, so.
I don't prefer it either, but
there's always a question of whether or not it's the same you on the other side.
Yeah.
I have never thought about that ever.
Well, now you will every time.
Fuck.
And,
magical theory is a little bit strange because like a person can't just like be in two places at once. So how do they get there so fast? And the weave is weird. Let's leave it at that.
They lose limbs.
This is why I don't deal in magic.
You're probably wise for that, but here we are.
Everybody knows that when you teleport, you high five Mystra, and there is a 2% chance that you might make out with her. That's how you get places.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a D100 next time you teleport.
I was not aware of that because I might teleport more often if I knew that was a possibility.
Just making out with people, yeah.
I mean, making out with a goddess. I feel like that's the thing of legends there.
It's on my bucket list.
I'm just saying there are so many people who have claimed them to have made out with Mystra at some point or another. There's a 2% chance every time you teleport, you make out with Mystra.
Yeah.
Do you high five her every time?
Yeah, every time. Because she's everywhere. She's the weed, right?
Oh, so you only make out with her some of the time.
As she's wont to do, right?
Fair. As she's wont to do,
yes. Beautiful.
Oh, Raz, that's awesome.
All right. Well, you wrap up your breakfast and you head down to the docks. It's very easy to find. This entire little town is really just dedicated to being a waypoint between Magrona Island and the rest of the island you're on. So you find your way quite easily, and there is a ferry there, and it's not anything particularly fancy. It's a boat. It's kind of a large floating platform with a bit of a shelter building in the center, but there are a lot of outdoor benches. And if you do go into the building, there are some benches indoors as well. There's not a whole lot of other stuff. It is very clearly just to get you back and forth between these two islands. You get onto the ferry with no problem. You pay your fare. The person, again, is very sleepy. You get the idea that, this is not the normal time that people are doing stuff. Some people do come early. You see a couple of what look to be probably teenager equivalents in whatever
freshmen.
Various races. Yes, the freshmen. There are a couple of them that stumble onto the boat just behind you and sort of collapse onto some of the furthest seats back. And before you're even settled, one of them is sound asleep, curled up on the wooden bench. And his buddy is also nodding off.
Those were the days.
Does Nelitha go pick their pockets?
She does now.
Don't tempt me, bitch.
Where are you guys going to settle down? Inside, outside, front, back?
I'll be inside towards or
Inside,
outside
because my
towards the
old
middle.
bones don't like the sea air.
All right. So
Yeah, I'll hang with the rest of the group.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So mostly inside, Nelitha outside?
Yep. Keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Shady shit.
All right. Nelitha, roll me perception, please.
She's outside. Perception?
Perception.
Oh. I don't know why I was worried.
74.
69.
21.
Nice.
I'm sorry, 22.
22. All right. You are able to see as the ferry leaves the dock. You can watch the waves rippling out behind it. You don't see a motor. But as you're looking around, you notice that there's that building in the center. There's another like little room on top of it. And you can see two people in there. And both of them look as if they're concentrating.
I'm not going to fuck with them, but I could.
Okay. The rest of you who are inside, please roll me perception.
12 for Herder.
Okay.
13 for Owen.
Okay.
16 for assault.
Okay.
19.
All right. Erasmus and Isolt. The four of you have settled down onto a couple of benches, and you're just sort of relaxing. I'm sure you've brought out your knitting at this point. A few minutes into the trip, you hear a gentle snoring from behind you. And if you turn around, you see a halfling curled up on the bench, mostly asleep. But about a half hour into the voyage, you do hear the sort of weird snorting, snuffling sound that a snorer tends to make as they wake themselves up. And this halfling sits up and rubs her eyes, looks around. Sorry. And sort of sits back and rummages through her bag and pulls out a book.
No problem.
You gotta apologize to me.
Okay. Thanks. I didn't mean to fall asleep.
Yeah, you get your sleep where you can.
Yeah.
Do Owen and I notice this is happening now?
Now that there's conversation, yes.
What you reading?
Oh, a textbook. I'm falling behind on some of the divination stuff. I'm not skilled at that. Yeah.
Neither am I.
Oh, okay. Are you a student?
We're coming to visit our kids.
Oh, that's so nice.
Maybe our grandkids.
Oh.
Erasmus would like to try and roll an Arcana to maybe be helpful. Like, did I pay attention?
Yeah, let's do
ever?
that. Roll Arcana.
14.
You didn't pay a lot of attention, but you got the gist of it. And, did I have you guys do a luck stat for me?
No.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a stat that I think I had you add.
I think
Oh
Yes.
god,
you
that was
added
forever
That
ago.
was forever ago.
Mhm.
But Erasmus, I'd like you to roll me a luck.
21.
21. Okay. You reach into your hole
Yeah, baby.
And you're able to pull out a set of stones that have runes carved on them. And while you weren't the best at divination, you know how to use these stones.
Oh well, can't say I was the best divination student either, but I can try to show you a thing or two.
Oh, that would be great. Because midterms are coming up, and I can't fail. I can't fail out of here.
Well, let's take a look here. And Erasmus will pull out these stones, and now see the thing here is that when you're using a divinatory focus, you can't push it too much because you're tapping into something that is you're channeling your energy, you're channeling the weave, but you're tapping into something that is greater than yourself.
Okay.
And you're only pushing and reaching for a connection, and you are trying to interpret what you get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So I don't want to push too hard.
Not too hard.
Okay.
It's about interpreting. It's about insight.
Okay.
Give a little bit. Take a little bit.
Okay.
Give a little bit. Take a little bit.
Can you show me?
Yeah.
Okay. And she sort of sits back a little bit and watches every movement that you make with these rune stones.
Yeah, Erasmus will sit down, he'll sit down cross-legged, have that like
Impressive.
twinge in his back, like just and
Herder pulls out his notebook. He's taking notes and eating bacon.
And roll out these stones for her, and make this very hush susurring sound as the stones roll out, and he's gesturing somatic components over the stones, and then he shows her, and then when they're done rolling, when you feel everything's done, everything's come to a rest, and then you see them, and you interpret. You take back. You take that back. You gave a little energy out. You're getting something back from something greater than yourself, and now you interpret what you got here on the ground.
Okay. Okay. Erasmus, did you ask a question as you cast these stones?
I did. I asked the question about the question Erasmus would ask would be the best course of action for when we hit the ground after we get off the ferry.
Okay. Okay. As you are studying these runestones, the young tiefling is looking at them as well. And she cocks her head and says, Are they telling you observe? Like, watch? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense to me, because the next part I'm going to tell you is it's about intent. When you are divining, especially in this way, your intent matters. There's all kinds of divinatory magic. There's scrying. There is trying to see into the future. There's all those things. But your intent matters.
Okay.
When you are putting yourself out there, when you're giving that little bit, your intent, your question that you're asking for, that matters, because what you're interpreting is from that higher place, from that greater place. That's what you're interpreting, what you're getting back.
Okay. Is it weird for me to be able to interpret without the question?
No, that just means that you got something special. That's all.
Aw. Okay. I wish the masters understood that. They don't think I've got all that much special. They are suggesting that maybe I should be leaving the school.
Well, sometimes you get so high up on your little podium on your dais that you don't really understand people on the ground anymore.
Right? And I mean, I don't have to be able to do big magic to be important, right?
Right.
And she uses a little flick of her fingers and a muttered word to prestidigitate some dirt off of the bench beside you. See? Like, that's useful. I mean, they don't think so. It's just a party trick. And
everybody does what they can in their order with what they have. You always remember that.
Thanks. I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce I'm Kelly.
I'm Erasmus.
Hi, Erasmus. Thank you. Oh, wow. I thought I was going to spend this whole boat trip back just panicking, but I kind of feel better now.
I'm glad.
Kelly, how long have you been at the school?
This is the beginning of my second year. And yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing it. I got the basics, right? Like the prestidigitation, I've got that. And I'm trying to specialize in fire stuff because, well, it feels practical. Like, so my family's all, they're bakers, but I had this, like, natural ability. And so everyone chipped in, like my parents and my grandparents and a couple of my cousins, and we all saved up. We even had a jar out at the bakery so that everyone in town could put in for my tuition, which was really nice of them. But I thought, if I focused on fire, especially, that would be, like, useful when I came home. But the school seems to have a different definition of useful.
How so?
They how can I explain it? They seem focused on, like, the magic itself and magic for magic's sake. Like, there's this whole group of masters that sit and all they do is talk about the theory of it and try to come up with new spells. Which, I mean, I guess is cool, but I don't know. Like, magic for magic's sake, man? I don't know.
Academics are very interesting people. They love the theory and the beauty and the look of it all, but it's not necessarily stuff that's useful out in the real world.
That's kind of what I am feeling.
So, I mean, what they do is good for what they do, but it sounds like you want to have something that's a little more practical, a little more hands-on.
I do.
Have you considered an apprenticeship rather than traditional schooling?
Not really. I see, that's the thing, is, like, there aren't a lot of magic users where I come from. We're just, like, we're normal people. And so there wasn't anyone. I could have apprenticed to become a baker. I mean, that's what I was doing before, but do you know of anyone?
There's plenty of magic users where we live.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys live?
Pennycross.
Pennycross. That sounds familiar. Is that the...
You can say it.
The old folks village, yes, it is.
Yeah.
The retirement village. That's what I was going to say. Retirement village.
It's the old folks village. It's okay.
Yeah.
Look, you don't get to be an old adventurer without being at least a little bit smart.
Oh, you're adventurers?
Isolde will just look at her and then deadpan look down at her armor and look back at her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got it.
but she's smiling. There's a little bit of warmth around the corners of her eyes.
Well, that makes sense. If you're adventurers, that you would have like had enough to be able to send your kids here. That's so cool.
Hey, but just remember, there ain't no such thing as just normal people. Everybody's got something they can do.
Okay.
I've known magic users who wouldn't make, these kinds of people turn their heads at all, but they turned out some of the most beautiful stitch work because they had a little bit of their magic infused in every stitch.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's such a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. I've known other people who've worked the forge who put a little bit of themselves into every piece of armor or weaponry or a horseshoe that they make.
Wow. I wonder if I could do some sort of magic with the baking.
I'll bet you do.
It's not unheard of.
Owen would know. I've got a bar back at Pennycross, and I learned how to create water so that it makes it easier to brew the beer.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I love that.
So that's useful magic, not academic magic.
Oh, man. Okay, but I just want to finish this year.
Sure.
Because
absolutely. We're not telling you need to quit school immediately.
Well,
and having the theoretical knowledge is good for understanding how the weave works and getting your fingers into it. Because once you understand how it works, you can manipulate it the way you need to.
Erasmus, can I try throwing your stones?
No, you can keep these stones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, thank you. And she'll pick them up and sort of hold them close. And do you have like a ritual to attune to them, or do I just...
Well, why don't you think about one for yourself? They're yours now.
Okay. Well, thank you. And she'll sit back on the bench for a little while and she holds them and is kind of quiet and clearly thinking about it. And quite a bit of time goes by. You get some good rows on your knitting. And then you hear the little clatter of stones. And then this kind of pleased little laugh. All right. Okay, I got a plan. You guys are awesome. It's kind of a long ferry ride. We've got like another 3 hours. Do you want to... I have some snacks.
I've got some bacon.
Ooh, bacon's
in my pocket.
great.
Give her some bacon.
Thanks. I mean, who doesn't like pocket bacon? And she'll take a bite. She'll dig in her pack and pull out some muffins.
Ooh.
Really, like, good-looking muffins. I made these. It's a cinnamon sugar crumble. And it's a recipe that I came up with myself. It was one of my first recipes. And I fired the oven myself using some fire magic. So
there you go. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. This was... Thank you for talking to me, and thank you for your help, sir. I really appreciate it.
Herder takes a big bite out of her muffin.
It is one of the best muffins you've ever tasted.
These
this
taste
is really good.
magical.
Aw, thanks. And you have a fairly uneventful ride back or across to Magrona Island.
If at any point she gets up and goes to the bathroom and leaves her pack unattended around us, I figured she might trust enough at this point to just leave her stuff. I'm gonna slip a pouch with 50 gold into it and a note in and slip it in at the bottom.
While she's gone, Owen is gonna speak softly to Erasmus and say, I know you were lamenting the fact that you never had children, but for what it's worth, I think you would have made a good father.
I was thinking exactly the same.
I know. I was like, oh, Daddy Raz.
I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna go and see if I can put something on her roll for tuition. Make sure she's paid up for the year.
Oh. All right.
And when she's ready to go get an apprenticeship, a little bit laid aside, and I'll nod to the pack.
So she does eventually come back after looking at the two guys still passed out on the back bench. And she does notice Nelitha, but doesn't approach her. Nelitha doesn't look all that approachable.
That's smart.
But she does.
She has good self-preservation instincts.
She does.
I don't know. Nelitha might be disguised as someone who looks approachable, though.
There's only so much she can do to her face.
There's only so much of an.
It's a hat of disguise, Danny.
Yeah,
the hat can do anything.
Can it fix your expressions though? Can it fix
your
expression?
vibes, man?
I mean, in fairness, like I rated a very good "leave me alone" aura. I'm sure Nelitha is very much the same.
And Nelitha seems very engrossed in observing everything. At least
so grumpy.
That's what Kelly thinks. So.
She's thinking about stealing from those two kids that just happened to fall asleep.
You know what? Roll me a sleight of hand. Let's see.
And if Herder sees that Nelitha is doing this, you make sure that he's between Nelitha and Kelly's line of sight so that she doesn't see what's happening.
All right. Oh,
we don't need Kelly knowing we got a big old thief.
27,
yeah. So you sidle over to them, and no one notices you. You manage to rifle through their pockets. You get 2 copper. You get a wadded up hall pass. And you get a napkin with lipstick and a woman's name on it. And that is all these guys have.
That's fine. I put the copper back. The hall pass back.
Keep the hall pass. We might need it at the school.
Okay. I'll keep the hall pass. And I'm gonna fuck with the napkin a little bit and change the name.
Yes. Okay.
Oh man, that's so petty.
That's so Nelitha.
Okay. So the rest of your trip passes uneventfully. It is a fairly quiet trip. You do see Kelly doing a little bit of studying, reading from her book, but also just sort of communing with these stones. And she's got this smile on her face the entire rest of the way. She's looking way less upset and panicked than she was at the beginning of the trip. And as the ferry pulls up to the island, you can see the school is not right at the edge of the island. It's a little bit inland, but you can see the outline of it in the distance. And Kelly tucks her things in her bag and joins you near the front of the ship, the front of the ferry as it's pulling in. That's the academy over there. I guess if your kids are here, you've seen it before, but it's always a little scary, isn't it? And
foreboding.
It does have a very foreboding sense. You can see the outlines of the buildings in the distance. There are a lot of tall spires, and they're a very dark black against the sort of gray sky. And there's a fog between the ferry and the school. And it doesn't look like a natural fog. Fog should not be up this much in the middle of the day. It should not be this foggy, but yet it is. And Callie gives a little shiver and says, well, back to school. Do you want to walk with me?
Sure. But as we're pulling up, I want to pop my divine sense just to get a feel for this fog for the place around us for anything that feels wrong.
And what does Divine Sense tell you specifically?
Until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or notice the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. So you aren't picking up anything specific. It just feels kind of weird and creepy. You get the feeling that this is for show.
Yeah, that definitely deepens my distaste for the academics, where it's like, come on, you have a lot of kids who are coming here.
Yeah. And Callie steps off the boat first. And as she starts walking, you see the fog just sort of vaguely starts to part in front of her. And as you follow behind her, it spreads a little bit as well, so it's not touching any of you. So the fog never actually touches anyone. But as you move through it, it sort of forms back behind you, leaving you in this little bubble as you walk towards the spires of the Magrona Academy. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
You have a very particular tone when you're saying the last line of whatever it is you're planning to do. So I can always predict when it's that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
I tried to give you a little
Perception
bit of a hint, so.
Perception roll of 3 would be able to tell you.
It's time. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. I know it was a little bit of a shorter episode, but we did a lot more knitting talk than we usually do. And that's fine. We enjoy doing that too. Please remember to hang out in our Discord. Take a look for the giveaway that's coming up. The links will be all over the place. I'll see if I can get one put up in our show notes. I'm not sure if I can manage that or not. We'll see what we can do. But we should be back in 2 weeks on the 22nd of November. We do realize that is the day before Thanksgiving in the US, but we hope that you'll be able to join most of us here anyway. And until next time, happy knitting, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.